Well, hey there, Doodle. I figured I'd hop on here and say howdy. Waiting for my buddy to get here so we can start up on this interview, but since there's you know, got people in the audience already, hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming in by. I figured I'd drop in here and say hello. So today I'm going to be interviewing Preston Poulter from Pocket Jack Comics. If anybody doesn't know, he's the creator behind the successful campaign um, White Lily 1 through 5, Guinevere, the Guinevere series, and he's got some projects we're going to be talking about. And I was going to ask him a little bit about how he's about his production, his team, and how he runs everything. And so I hope that people will stick around to, if that's your kind of thing, then hope you enjoy. Let's see. Let me see if I got any messages back. No, no message back, and so I might end up having to play a video game to kill some time. I wonder how this game. Hey, uh, I wonder how this. I've never played a video game through the Stream Yard. I always use Stream Labs. Let's see how's the handle. Hi, it lets me post to YouTube. So, yeah, I never know. I'm normally on not Streamlabs, the OBS. Normally what I do. So, what's up? What's up, Bianca? What's up, Bianca? Mr. Yanafui, my man is here. Man, the meme master has graced the stream. That is great. Hey, everybody. Uh, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. And I'm waiting for. All right, so it looks like we're gonna be kicking things off here pretty soon. And so I'm just gonna set this up. Excuse me while I set this down. Do a little type. Forgive me for my rudeness. I'm sorry. All right, sorry about that, everybody. I'm sorry for the neglect. And so I know I'm doing pretty good today. Ended up taking me a little day sleep. All right, now let's see. All right, so we might be getting things started here. Let me get my microphone on. I'm glad to see y'all are there, though. It's good to see you, Doodle and Bianca. I'm not sure who that is with the through the good vibes out there, but thank you for that. Thank you, Mr. Yanofui, the meme master, for appearing. Always makes me feel good to see you appear. Love your memes. If anybody that don't know, then they need to know now that if you need some memes, he gets you the hot ones. So definitely check out anything from Mr. Yanofui, especially his Espanol videos. Those are my favorite. See Simone. But yeah, so things should be starting off here pretty soon. I got, let's see. Yeah, I got a few just general questions that I kind of thought about, for my buddy here who's putting out all these comic books. He putting out comic books and putting out books and staying on top of his work. Like I can't really imagine, maybe I'm just a lazy bum here. Oh, what? Okay. Okay. Enix, was that from D Live? Yeah, because I haven't been streaming much in a while. I have not been doing much in a while, but I'm gonna try to get back around to doing a little something here and there. Need to get back on the daily grind, but seems like my friends are all my friends live stream too, and all my friends are live streaming right now. Well, not all of them. We got a few of them in here, and I'm glad for everybody that did come by. All of you. Uh, without you guys here to listen to me, then I'm just a man speaking into a weird looking bulb thing. So thank you everybody. And so I just dropped the link for my buddy, so he should be dropping in here soon, and from there we just are gonna let things flow, just kind of casually. I kind of know. I already kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna be asking about, because he is, like I already mentioned, he is a very successful. Oh, hey Simon, it's been a long time. Just a man. But hey Simon, it's been a long time. Glad you're able to drop in for a minute. So if you got time, I hope you stay for a while. I should be starting up an interview pretty soon. As long as there's All right, so here we go. The man that y'all came to hear speak, not me. I could blab forever and never make no sense.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Oh wow, there's like a chat and everything. Hello everyone.
Yeah.
Hail the chat, as we would say in circles. By the way, I was on Nasser's stream, and look, I know unfortunately you have not been keeping up with the drama lately,
I
but
I I visited Nasser
okay,
yesterday for a
okay.
minute, and it was yeah, the kind of stuff that I'm trying to avoid.
Hello Doodles, Squatch after dork. Um, yeah, so I was there today. It was amazingly awkward, but as look, as much as awkward as you can imagine is having John Delarose on with Mike Miller, hosted by Nasser, who's saying Malin Militia, bringing in Big King
Yeah,
while testifies in the chat, and Ethan's welcome to come anytime he wants to, and then Ethan apparently canceled it by saying Nasser, you're streaming too much.
yeah, I
Yeah,
I did somehow catch that
yeah.
amongst all the fever dreams I've had lately.
Exactly. So that
Somehow,
was So that was
um,
going on, and
because
it's yeah,
with the whole Donald delay thing, I tried to
yeah,
show support to him, just at least I can't say verbal, but textual support.
right,
I send him
yeah,
text messages, trying to be supportive
yeah.
and stuff, but
Look,
uh,
I'm
he
I'm
was just being brutal in the chat. It's like if he
yeah.
wants to hang out with who he wants to hang out with or work with, that's one thing. But he was just kind of being
He was.
a little bit much on the chat. I felt like,
Yeah,
but
but like I've been here long enough, and I'm glad that I'm not. I don't think I'm defined by my by my YouTube dramaness. At least not to the people I'm really associating with. I think on a daily basis. Those people are really they're about making comics. Molby, he's made a comic book.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Simtagian.
yeah, Contagion, which has hit its goal. Um, Larry is we're making his comic book. He's working with covers. He's finding cover artists. So we're real excited to see how Primal Chaos is going to do. So keep looking for that, and like those people, and like look, say what you want, but okay, okay, Darth Lunga, he's shipping out his book. I know a lot of people hate on Mecha, but he has ambitions to take, the Arthur Byrne character, which is, he's so excited that, I showed him some of the art for Guinevere issue 4. He's real excited about that. And so he has ideas that he wants to make a book. And my ex-wife has now entered the I want to make a comic book fray, which is fantastic. Fantastic.
Unexpected.
Yeah, unexpected, but fantastic. And now I'm just counting. I'm like, hey, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like 4 different people that, or maybe more, that are making comic books. Kind of because of their involvement or kind of relation to me and what I'm doing. Now that's not to say they wouldn't make it some other way. I don't know what their possible futures were, but in this particular world that we're doing, in this timeline, these people came into my orbit, or at least interacted with me, and then they went off to make their own books. And I think that's cool, That's awesome.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's good, because I think most of us here, we've kind of been around, and there's been a lot of time to kind of separate, let I guess we'll say let the cream rise,
Right.
And the people that haven't been getting a lot of books out, I don't know, it's hard to satisfy me when you just giving me little snacks here and there.
Exactly.
And so I really appreciate the people that are putting work out consistently.
It's all about putting the stuff out on time, and I'm happy, and I think I understand what people want, and I'm happy to give it to them. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. I know what I want. I want that. I want that. The teenager in me wants that Sashi variant without the tassels.
See, I know
the teenager in me wants that. I know
what people want, and that is hot, dude. That is a hot.
I'm a simple guy.
Right, and see, and I discovered that is kind of my niche, where I'm happy making the stuff, and people are happy buying the stuff. I make rare, like, look. If you're buying a comic book that's one of only 150 ever issued, it's pretty rare, What a wonderful way to avoid the problem that happened with Spawn #1, where they sold, however many.
A million.
Yeah, they sold 2 million copies. Gee, no wonder it hasn't appreciated in value the way they would have anticipated. Well, now, I'm selling, Jamie Tyndall. Here's one of 150, or Miss Sashi. With and the thing is, you would like one when they're sold out, and there are going to be people, 2-3 years from now going, dude, remember that time it was the succubus with the split and she had the nipples? I mean, like, that comic book, I think it's gonna grow in value. So I feel like I'm offering limited edition softcore porn, and step right up. I think I'm happy selling it, and they're happy buying it, and life goes on.
I don't know if I'd call it softcore porn.
Okay,
but
it's PG-13.
It's the stuff that the little kid, when I was 13 years old, I'd have snuck to the store and probably used a free finger discount on.
Exactly. There you go.
Back, I guess, when they were in stores, but even when I was a kid, they were starting to shift to the comic book stores.
Yeah, and like, I'm as a fundamentally a libertarian, fundamentally, like, I just want everybody to be free. Libertarians, we love low taxes and weed and guns. That's what we all want. That's what we want. But like, we're not what you would call moral pillars of society necessarily all the time, because that's kind of what's keeping us from being Republicans. And but now I'm in these kind of conservative circles, and I'm like, yeah, my comic books are probably not a good fit for cross promotion. Let's just say, like, I don't think, like, just for, like, Doug Knaple's audience would just be like, oh
Oh,
yeah, Guinevere in the Divinity Factory, super cool, But I like Doug and I like working with Doug, but our audience doesn't have a lot of overlap there. But
hey, thanks for dropping in, Michael McFarland.
hello, Michael McFarland. How are you?
I'm
So
not sure if we've ever met, but I try to watch the chat and make sure to say hi to everybody. Give
exactly,
a little shout out. Make sure y'all
yeah,
know that I appreciate everybody here.
awesome. So, what do we got?
Well, I was wondering, is there a comic book series that you really like right now? Just first question. Or anything that
Um,
you're real, what are you really looking forward to?
I have liked the new direction that DC Comics took with their Black Label stuff. Like I liked Stefan said, that the guy who did Sunstone. I liked his take on on Harley Quinn, or what, Harleen, I think the name was. So yeah, I liked Harleen. I enjoyed that one. I thought that was a good one. So yeah, it just in general, that whole line kind of appeals to me, because it's what I make. I make kind of comic books with a certain element of sexuality to them, for a more adult crowd. So I like that.
Yeah, yeah, and the the young adult crowd, the young sneaky adult crowd.
The young sneaky adult crowd, exactly.
Uh, I don't know. It's just one of them things when I see
Right.
the work, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want that one. The child in me says I want it, and I don't have any problem with appeasing that child in me.
Let's see. Um, to answer Doodle's question, I
Oh,
think people need. Um, I think we need to not look at the things that the big two are doing as anything but a legacy model for how comic books used to be sold. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
I don't think there's. I don't think we should seek to emulate them. I don't think their format is. I think, quite frankly, they're kind of dinosaurs that can't keep up with modern technology and the way things are going. And we should just let the past die. But I see a lot of people coming in being like, I'm going to make my book. It's going to be awesome. It's, Wonder Bat clone number 5, or, number 1. Of course, it's usually number 1. But then, if they've been doing it a while, then yeah, we've got like, number 5, number 6, number 7. And cool. But I like having a limited series. I like being able to say, hey, White Lily, 5 issues and done. Guinevere, 5 issues and done. Because you get to look back and see, well, how did you provide a good story, a beginning, a middle, and end. You give people a sense of closure, as opposed to a lot of indies that, they'll just do it and, oh, there's a cliffhanger and, oh, we just decided not to put out another book or whatever,
And they puttered out.
Yeah, the book putters out and just dies this slow, agonizing death, and that's not good. Whereas if you tell, like with White Lily, I'm glad White Lily is done, because it was not comparatively as good a seller as Guinevere, and I want to go where the money is. I want to go where the customers are. So, okay, sexy magic lady, cool. Gritty war drama, no. But if
Where did you get the idea for this the boob magic in Gwen? Oh, never mind. I know where you got that idea.
Yeah, so.
That's what people. As soon as I seen that, I was like, oh yeah, this guy knows how. Hey Heather, how you doing? I was like, this guy knows how to deliver what I want to see.
Exactly. And yes, so White Lily is what I wanted to see, and that had a smaller market. Guinevere had what other people wanted to see. It's got a bigger market. hooray. And then, I'm going to be putting out more titles in like this little mini-series format. And then it'll give me a chance to look back and go, okay, what elements did people like from this and that and the other? And then you make a new series, and you're always keeping it fresh. You're always keeping people entertained. But I think people instead go, I want to do an infinite series. I just pick an idea based on no market research, really. Just you tend to be aping the majors. And okay, I've got, Retro Clone Boy #1, and I'm just going to keep making this comic book until I don't know.
Until they stop buying.
Right, so they stop buying. So I think it's better. It's better when you're just getting started to have more definitive goals towards. I want to tell, a defined story, and I think it'll also make you a better storyteller, because I think a lot of people just. Again, they look at the majors and they go, I see the major labels milking out the story over many issues. I'll milk out my story over many issues. And, and the story ends up being bland because a lot of it's just kind of filling pages. And,
I like stuff that kind of goes full circle. Like I didn't do a lot of writing classes in college. But I did a little bit, and one of my things is I usually, my beginning and end were kind of, I personally, that is how I have always done things, is I do them kind of at the same time-ish, because I like things to be a circle. I don't like things that, and this is just my preference, other people are free to, but I don't like things that I feel like are incomplete or loose ends. And so I feel like I like to tie everything up. But I know with White Lily 5, I felt like once I made it to the end of 4, I felt like, okay, it's pretty much tied up. Now let's just see him hang.
Yeah. And I sent somebody who was a big White Lily fan I like an incomplete early draft, like not all the art was in yet. And it ended, well, they thought that the story ended on the last page they were on because it felt so definitive in issue 5, where you're familiar with issue 5.
Mm-hmm.
Where, Katya mourns Lilia and has that retelling of Baba Yaga and, the story of Vasilisa and the fire and the death. And then, she gives the salute, and then she steps in the plane, and then you can see the grief and the depression on her face. And then there's the start key, and she pushes it. And that was how that page ended. And the person thought that's where the whole story ended, right there. And I thought, you know what, that is a great ending for the series right there, is because, that's the moment of becoming full circle. So, anyway, sorry, cough there.
Oh, don't get the cough.
Yeah, exactly. So, I've been divorced lately, so I'm happy about that.
Having a divorce party.
Also kind of sad. Yeah, just like everything. Now I'm gonna cook turkey for myself, because COVID and shit. So yeah, my divorce party is just is talking with you, Steve. This is our divorce party, COVID style. Where we're gonna sit here and get real lit and live stream and talk about comic books, and divorces and shit.
I might have to make me a cold one.
There you go.
Or is that appropriate or is that inappropriate?
I don't
know. I've never known the rules, so I've never followed them before.
Exactly. It's your show. So anyway, yeah, I'm making interesting stuff. And I love my books, so I like making them, and I'm glad I've found some areas where people like to buy them. and that's cool. And
Hey,
go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, hey, Justin Proper, thanks for dropping by. It's been a while. Oh, Labu Guy, hey, thanks for stopping by. Miss you, bro.
Mm,
Sorry to interrupt.
Justin Popper. It like a painter working with a limited color palette. Best way to learn. There you go. Yes. Oh wait, there we go. Justin Popper. And okay, I was a little behind. But yeah, forcing a discipline to tell a story, um, you know, makes people write better. I think. Yeah. So that's my advice regarding comic books. Um, and divorce. You got to be careful because now that I've gone through it a couple of times, I can tell you, um, the law treats this shit pretty seriously. And I know you think, well, this other person would never try to hurt me, but you would be wrong. So remember that.
I I I believe that in the right circumstance, anyone would hurt me.
There you go.
uh, I my trust in people is backwards. You know.
Right.
Uh, Mel is sleeping actually. I think she'd probably be up in an hour or two.
Neat.
Sorry about that. Now I forgot where I was at. um, you remember what I was just saying?
Um,
I interrupted myself with the chat.
that happens. Not. I don't know that you had really
Oh
had much of
yeah.
a point yet. We were talking about
Okay, I
marriage.
remember
You were talking about people wanted to maybe
that.
inflict some harm
I
on you,
try. A lot
and
of
that
people, yeah, a lot of people
yeah,
look at trust like I trust someone.
right,
I look at it as like I trust people to be who they are.
right. Yes, I
That's
also
kind of
trust people to be
how
who they are.
and so over time you learn more and more. But I've definitely had my crazy experiences with people that I had trusted in the past, and in the end, I guess I'm smarter for it and
Right.
better for things to get over with earlier because
Well, and that's
I'm
where,
not getting
yeah,
younger.
I like the Guinevere story because, um, look, I'm here to give you what she is, and she is a damaged woman. You know.
she
Yeah.
she just everything that she says is
Right.
just like it makes me want to reach back like a pimp.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. She's a damaged woman, and I pretty much tell you that. Like in so many different ways. But yet later on, people are like, in issue 4, she flirts with this guy to get him to go on this dangerous mission, and then when the going gets tough, she's just going to run off and leave him. That's not very nice. I'm like, when did you think she was nice?
I think
Because
I
her
think I
boobs
would.
were big? Yeah, I mean, was that it? You thought she was nice because she's attractive. There's your problem. Those two things don't always go together.
Oh, they're everywhere, Dragon. They're
Right.
everywhere, Dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part where she just left him, it was like, oh, that's cold. That
Yeah.
is exactly.
Oh yeah. Um, hmm.
Yeah, my clock stay broken, Dragon.
There you
Sorry
go.
if I was a few minutes late, or was it you, or did you break your clock?
I don't know.
And so yeah, uh, I liked the way White Lily wrapped up. I think he said something about um the ending, with the stories, but I felt like those really were like the bow at the end.
Right. Right.
Maybe that's just as extra
Yeah.
special to me because I was with I had a girlfriend and her family. They're
Hmm.
Russian immigrants. She came here when she was 7, so I done heard a lot of that and used to be able to speak some Russian, and so it definitely felt. very I don't know, Russian, whatever. I'm not sure what to even call it, but it felt good, like a complete, just like I said, a complete story.
Right.
Once I hit four, I kind of knew how it was gonna go, but
Yeah.
it doesn't stop you from doesn't stop you
Yeah.
from wanting to see it. You
Well,
want
yeah,
to see it more.
and another story about damaged women. My stories are about damaged women because you write what you know, and I have found a lot of undamaged ones that like me because I'm also though if you're already a little bit of a damaged person, you're already kind of in that pool, and you know these are some of the archetypes of some of the crazy screwed up people that I become fascinated with and fall in love with and stuff like that.
Yeah. Uh, with the Guinevere series, I'm loving the Guinevere series. I don't know. It's almost weird to me that you how capable you are of writing some of the women, because it's like I couldn't do this good of a job. They'd come off either more manly or more off awkward, but instead it's quite enjoyable, and I really think that if people are interested, they should I definitely put my seal of approval on for people to check it out, because you got a couple projects uh on the
Yes, right
yeah.
now there's White Lily, which is for the trade paperback. It's on Kickstarter right now, and even more important, I have some blatant IP infringement. So here is not Snow White holding an axe. On the cover, I commissioned, this is one of only 200 for Tom Hutchinson's Princesses versus Zombies #1. And you can also get that as part of the White Lily campaign, because really, who gives a damn about Russian fighter pilots? I mean, that's just nonsense, right? We got we got Pretty Girl on cover, book with zombies. Go get it. Just look for White Lily, and you can get it as its own little stand-on reward. So there we go. And also on Indiegogo, all you get, it's great. Just go to Indiegogo, search Comicsgate, and back. Support Comicsgate on Indiegogo, because my campaign is like the #2 over there if you do that.
All right, I think that's pretty simple. If anyone
Yeah.
wants to check it out, then
Yeah,
please do.
exactly. It's a comic bundle where I took the Snow White cover and all the previous Guinevere limited edition stuff I did with Jamie Tendall, the White Widow 5, and I Make Boys Cry 1. So it's just a smorgasbord of sexy, rare variant covers for a variety of different comic books, and there's a campaign for that. It's called the comic bundle. But yeah, just go over to Indiegogo, support Comicsgate. It's right there for you.
Oh, Dragon only supports chicken gates, huh?
There we go.
Oh, maybe we can get a special tier for you. Get a bucket of chicken with that.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, how do you keep so many of your uh how do you keep things flowing so well? Because it seems like you're always juggling a lot of things. Like you're at like 10 places at once. I'm one
Oh.
man and I see you in 10 places. It's like being in a
Um.
hall of
Yeah.
mirrors. Like,
Well,
how do you?
I mean, really, I'm not nearly as hardworking as people like Tim Lynn are. I just kind of found this as a hobby. I like it. Now, what I had been is I had a couple of stories that were kind of already written a few years ago, and I've just been turning them into comic books. So I haven't had to focus too much on the writing, but I do have a writing stream on my channel every Wednesday, and we're going to be doing more with that. But
Uh-oh, I just noticed somebody
Oh,
doesn't. I just realized some people don't have mod privileges. I just give it to everybody.
there we go.
So then YouTube can't hold back everything people say because I can't be moderating my own streams.
Yeah, exactly. So, so, and part of like how I've been able to, do as good a job as I have is this story is already written, and Guinevere was already pretty well sketched out. Although the whole succubus thing as a character, that totally came from the fans. That totally came from people buying the merch like they did. I'm like, oh wow, this translates to people want. I'm just in the cover selling business of, hey, oh hey, sexy cover. But I notice when people just absolutely snatch it up, like they did with the one with the nipples done by Misashi of Viviax, like they just snatch that thing up. I'm like, okay, people want to see this. They want to see the sexy succubus doing bad things. So she's now a very significant character in the story.
Yeah, I definitely can't do the writing that would please myself, but I always say I'm pretty easy to please. I love attractive women. I love some
There you go.
action and a little something for my brain to chew on, a
Yeah, IGG
little
for
something to
life.
think about,
There we go.
and it definitely. Sometimes when I'm reading Guinevere, I just want to slap Gatsby around though, because it's like, what you doing, man?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just me. But
Well, Gatsby's kind of a simp,
he's he's
which I
yeah.
don't know if you read the original novel.
I have
But if you
not.
read okay, do you want me to give you a rundown of the original novel for you?
No, I'd prefer to learn it. But you could spoil
But you're
some
not
stuff
going to
about
learn
it.
it. You're not going to learn. You're not going to go read
Oh,
Gatsby. Now, I have the audiobooks. I can
okay.
send you the audiobooks if you want to hear it. It's pretty good. But okay, so I'm going to give you the story of Gatsby. All right. So we're following from the point of view of a guy named Nick Carraway, who's a bond salesman. Okay. Now, Nick Carraway is a pretty boring character. And this is something that I picked up for White Lily. If you all right, you've read White Lily.
Yeah.
What do you who's the main character of White Lily?
Well, basically Lilia.
That's what you would think. But really, I wrote the main character as Katya because we are seeing Lilia through Katya's eyes.
Yeah.
The only time I break away from that is the time where Lilia gets shot down over Stalingrad in issue 3. And I'm like, look, people want to follow, they want to follow Lilia on this adventure. But for the most part, every time we're seeing Lilia through Katya. Katya is our main character.
Yeah, like I love that part. You see the choke marks, and she's
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, I probably just got punched a couple times.
Right. Yeah.
It's nothing." Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's something. I know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So yeah,
Then
we're seeing Lilia through Katya, and then when Lilia is gone, Katya is grieving her, and so are we. And so we kind of realize towards the end of the story that part of the real reason we love Lilia is because Katya loves her, and vice versa, I suppose. So then when Katya kind of starts to assume more responsibility for her life and how people treat her and how her mom treats her and whatnot, it's we've now seen a transformative journey. Lilia has impacted Katya, and Katya has now changed. So that's kind of the story. But it's unusual. Usually your main character and your protagonist are the same. And White Lily, the main character and the protagonist were different. Lilia was the one driving the action, but Katya was our main character. In Gatsby, it was Nick Carraway is our main character. He's our narrator. He tells us what's going on. But Gatsby is the one driving the action and plot. So, I was thinking a lot about Gatsby as I was writing White Lily, because I was kind of, like using that kind of frame of reference. So it's about a bond salesman, Nick Carraway, who is in a very boring business, and he chose it. He chose it because it's boring and it's stable and it's profitable, and that is what his the expectations on him would be. And is to settle into kind of upper class Manhattan kind of living. And so he's entering this as a kind of conservative, stodgy guy, and he finds that there are a family. I forget the family's name, but it's Daisy and her husband, and they are the Buchanans. There's the Buchanan family that Nick Carraway kind of comes to. They're old school chums and all that, and everybody kind of knows everybody and all that stuff. So, but the Buchanans, are we're exposed to them, and they're not really very likable people. Like the Mr. Buchanan is he's racist, which I mean it was the 20s, but yeah, but he's racist. He's not faithful to his wife. He's kind of cold emotionally. He's not a pleasant fellow to be around. And then we've got Daisy, who is she doesn't take any strong stands. She, for the most part, just goes with the flow and adapts to whatever society her husband expects of her, and she'll whine and suffer, but if that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. And neither of them really ever wanted to take responsibility for things that would come their way, or particularly for any of the bad decisions that they made. So those are the Buchanans. And so Nick Carraway's interacting with the Buchanans and whatever, and then he ends up moving into this place, and there's a party next door to him every night, and these big lavish parties, and eventually he gets an invitation to one, and so he goes over, and he's like the only guy who has an invitation, and he's asking to see Mr. Gatsby, who's the guy who owns the house, and nobody at this lavish party at Gatsby's house seems to know who Gatsby is. But he eventually finds, Jay Gatsby, who does the toast, from Leonardo DiCaprio and all that stuff. But Gatsby is fascinated with Daisy, okay? And in the story, now I want you to follow this story here. This what I'm about to lay on you. This is the novel. This is the classic novel, okay? A few years back, when they were in high school, Gatsby had a thing for Daisy. But, then World War I came off and he had to go to the war. And he became a war hero, but he came back. He was a decorated war hero, but not well-to-do. And he knew that he could never have Daisy's hand because she was kind of affluent. So he went out and he amassed a fortune. So over the span of like 10 years or less, this guy goes off to war, becomes a war hero, comes back broke, amasses a fortune such that he can throw lavish parties every night. And why is he throwing lavish parties? Because he's hoping Daisy will eventually notice and come see him.
Oh, wow.
Daisy, the married woman, right? And so then he asked Nick Carraway, because he's seen that Nick Carraway went to the Buchanan's house. He's kind of stalkery. And he's like, hey, can you arrange for me to meet that married woman? When her husband's not around and stuff. And meanwhile, he's hung out with Mr. Buchanan. I forget his first name, but enough to know that this guy is unfaithful. Just an asshole. So he's like, there's no moral quandary with helping Daisy cheat on Mr. Buchanan, since Mr. Buchanan is already cheating on Daisy, I guess is the logic. But he arranges a meeting, and Gatsby professes his absolute undying love from high school. Daisy, it's got to be you. You mean the world to me, kind of stuff. And Daisy's like, okay.
Okay. Could be words.
Could be worse. So, oh no, there's going to be a scandalous divorce in the Buchanan household. But then Mr. Buchanan gets wind of this, and he will not hear of it. So they all get together for a foursome, if you will. Gatsby, Nick Buchanan, Nick Carraway, Gatsby, and the Buchanans. They get together for an afternoon of drinking. And then, Mr. Buchanan is like, look, Mister, over the thing, you don't, look, you don't understand. And really, he's addressing Daisy, but he's addressing Daisy about Gatsby in front of Gatsby. And it's like, this guy is just his fortune came from, running a liquor, or, this was the Roaring 20s. Yeah. So this was, kind of during Prohibition, running liquor, running drugs, kind of stuff's how he amassed his money. He's not really our class and our caliber, darling. Just please tell him to go away and that you belong with me. And Daisy goes, okay. And so Gatsby is now crushed because Daisy, the beloved love of his life, is going to remain married. But they came in two cars, and for just an absolute heavy-handed plot-related reason, the writer's like, no, you don't understand. There's going to be a big twist here. Mr. Buchanan elects to have Gatsby drive Daisy back to his place, and Nick will ride back with I don't know why, but for plot reasons, we have to switch the cars up. So Nick is driving back with Mr. Buchanan, and they see, there's a wreck. There's been a fatality. They turn over. Oh, it was the other car. They ran over somebody, right? And it turns out that Daisy was driving, and she was all upset, and she ran over a woman. But Gatsby, of course, couldn't let Daisy take the fall, so he says, oh, no, it was me at the wheel. So then the husband of the slain woman comes and exacts revenge and kills Gatsby. And that brings our novel kind of to a close. So if you're familiar with the original story, you have to understand the term simp is probably too mild for Gatsby. Right?
It's mild, too mild.
So, yeah.
He's caught that Simptagion.
He's caught the Simptagion. But I would encourage you to watch the Baz Luhrmann Gatsby. It's quite good. It's very entertaining. It's a big special. They got big parties. They got, like ragtime versions of, modern hip hop shit,
All right, and what was that called again? I'm going to type it in Google while I got it in my head.
Just Great Gatsby, but there were multiple versions of it. And you want the one directed by Baz. I think it's B-A-Z. But you can just type Gatsby Baz and it should come up. But Baz Luhrmann.
Yep. 2013 film.
Yeah. And like, look, let's just here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. I remember. Okay. Now, see, my I don't remember the names and stuff, but as soon as I started seeing pictures, everything clicked together.
Yeah, that's a good movie, man.
Okay, yeah. I think I saw part of it, but I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't. It's hard for me to really get much into entertainment.
Yeah.
And I end up talking more of the movie and not paying attention, so people don't want to watch movies with me anyway.
I hear you.
If the movie was good, then I wouldn't want to talk. I don't know. They're good movies. I just have a hard time finding them, and too often do I find myself watching a movie just to want my time back.
So and in this story now, we've got Gatsby, who ends up kind of acting like a simp for Guinevere, And I'm like, well, yes, that's because, Guinevere is the bad stripper who uses her body to manipulate men, and Gatsby is Gatsby, So, here we are.
Yeah, yeah, that is. Yeah, I can't believe that I didn't put all that together until just now.
There you go.
Google, the internet is my brain.
I'm trying to educate people about the classics.
And so, what was do you got any plans to start doing more merchandise type stuff?
I mean, I think I'm good. I got T-shirts if people want to get, wonderful Guinevere and the Divinity Factory T-shirts. I got T-shirts if you want. And I got comics, and I got metal trading cards, and I got prints.
All right, where can people find that at?
Oh, just eBay. I'm on eBay. eBay's simple.
eBay, you guys heard it. Go get it, guys.
Yeah, Guinevere and the Divinity. Just search me at Pocket Jacks Comics. It's all right there. And of course, I'm also on Kickstarter. I'm also on Indiegogo. I try to be different places so people can find me.
So what do you do to ensure that you're able to keep things going so well? And I feel like I'm asking all the time, but even taking time like this, I feel very grateful that you take the time out to do it.
Look, I mean, I probably wouldn't if this were any other year, but it's COVID, right? There's no comic shows to go to. This whole damn year has just been a focus. I've been forced to adopt the, grab an oar and row, kind of get on social media and hawk your crowdfund because I can't go and sell to people in person right now. At least not very easily.
Yeah, I think around I don't know. Don't know much about that. That was about when I came back, and I never even actually learned about that. But
right,
yeah. So
I'm sorry that The Great Gatsby sounds anticlimactic. I mean, I don't think so. I think it's fairly climatic, right? I mean, people die. The people who cause the death, are unpunished and don't feel particularly guilty about the things that they've done and the lives that they've destroyed. They just move on to something else. And Gatsby, he believed in the green light.
Yeah, Gatsby is.
That's the final paragraph here. I will read for you the final paragraph, since we have and just tell me what you think about this, because I really like and all you have to do is just Google it, and Gatsby believed. Maybe that's all you have to type. There we go. How do I make this bigger? So this is the final paragraph of the novel. All right, spoiler warning. But Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and one fine morning. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. So it's it's a statement about it. Really, the whole book is about disillusionment. Nick Carraway, he wanted to be in this high society life. He got this boring job. They paid him all this money so he could be there, and now he's there, and he's here with these rich people. And you know what? These rich people are fucked up. And Gatsby was a good person. And what the hell, but Gatsby was a bad person, right? Because he was a good person, but he's a war hero. He's just a capable guy. He's generous, but at the same time, he's running booze, he's dealing drugs. Yeah. So it's morally ambiguous, certainly. And I don't know. It's kind of that 20s era where I think Lovecraft was writing, and like Raymond Chandler was writing, and those 20 stories are very distinctive in a ways that I can't think of a lot of. I guess because that was like the heyday of novels was like the 20s or whatnot, but people don't talk modernly about it as much. Henry Rider Haggard is more my speed these days. I do not know him. Running booze was exactly. See, so and that's and again, like running booze is like the perfect crime story wise, because what is he doing? But Gatsby is simply giving people what they want, you know. And is that evil? Yeah. So it's anyway. But that's the story, and it's about the disillusionment and about how changed Nick Carraway is, and you can see an echo of that in White Lily, where Lilia has come into her life and she has done these great crazy stuff, but then now that Lilia is gone from her life, Katya has changed. So, it's a cool story if you like that kind of thing, and that's on Kickstarter.
All right, so everybody go check that out if you would when you get some free time. Definitely. I've checked it out. It's good quality stuff. So if you remember, please check it out and help support independent comics if that is your thing, of course.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody in here is a fan of comics. If not, at least be a fan of Preston here.
Or just a fan of a good story. A lot of times, and again, can't do comic shows but when I'm doing comic shows, I'm able to get people and convert them who aren't comic people, or they just like a good story, or I'm just able to sell it to them, and I like that. But unfortunately, on the internet, it's harder to just call the people as they walk by your booth, so you already have to be hanging out in already established channels, and in already established channels, White Lily is not a very commercial property. It's not spandex and boobs and big superhero nonsense.
But it's still a good story though. Like the ending, right around the ending of the book 4 was where I was like, "Yep, this is what
out. Ran a train on a chick, ran booze, simped out some more, died due to something. Pretty much, yes. that is Gatsby's headstone.
Oh, that is I'm sorry if we got any simps out there.
Right.
It's a hard simp life.
Yeah. I can't wait for my ex-wife to become the new Mandy Summers of Comicsgate. I think this is awesome. Correct.
Yeah, that was unexpected. So is she a writer as well?
Yes, she is also a writer.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess then it should be a good transition then. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, look, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot more thought behind that story than I think behind, your average comic book story. You are particularly a lot of times comic book stories focuses on like the art, and the focus is on, it's just pattern recognition. Oh, people go and I notice they buy the Venom poster. They must like Venom. What is it about Venom that causes people to go, I want to buy that print for $20? Let me take those qualities and put them into a comic book of my own. So, you get a lot of basically derivative by definition, kind of, amateur comic books. And, her Hunting Owl story is, I guess we could argue all art is derivative, but I think it's going to be fresh and original to what, people are used to in the circle. I think they might like that. And you get a really cool Peter Gilmore card that presents a kind of sexualized image of my ex-wife. And that is so super cool. And you get that for just signing up over on Indiegogo. So there you go. I know you wanted a Peter Gilmore trading card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
there you go.
everybody go.
Everybody go.
Everybody go get that checked
well,
out.
just sign up. Yeah, sign that up. Yeah.
Yep. So y'all know what to do.
Someone should run a booth at a con like a YouTube channel. What would that see? And that's the thing. Like, on YouTube, there's all this drama, and like I did for a while. Step in with Last Week in Comics. You're now in the drama machine that gets reflected around on various YouTube channels, but that doesn't translate to a con. You can't be there at a con being like, my SJWs did whatever. It's strange, but like the more antisocial behaviors, which quite frankly is what we're seeing from a lot of these YouTubers, that wouldn't be accepted in a more formal setting like a con. What did he say?
Anthropomorphic plasmatic creature with teeth seems like it could be popular in any form.
It does seem like it could be popular in any form, yes.
Yeah, Dragon. He's been a long time fan friend.
Awesome. Okay.
He's been popping up in my channel for probably 3 years now.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. There again. I remember I kicked him from my Discord, but it's not because of anything he did. It's because everybody was like, Durkin, he's a spy for a war campaign. And look, I'm just trying to make people feel comfortable. I'm just trying to make people feel comfortable. I'm like, everybody, and this was right. I was having to switch to a new Discord server because of the whole zombie shit. And, so already everybody's on edge. You're like, Durkin, he's a spy for a war campaign. I'm like, okay, fine. He's gone, whatever. So I'm sorry about that. You probably aren't a spy for a war campaign. But
I don't know. I've been out of war campaign for a long time, but right. Him and war campaign didn't get along great. Like they went because he was doing a campaign,
right?
And he was gonna went on the show, but
right.
He's new to interviews and stuff, and they were just doing their war campaign things. So I don't know if he ever joined or not, but I have a hard time believing he's a war campaign spy at all.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, and if he is, I mean, these days, like war campaigns, like 10 guys. Oh, and that was something else. Yeah, I forgot to mention that earlier. Except I was on the Nasser stream and I didn't get to see it. And I know you're behind on the drama, so. But Mr. Dongs was, of course, there and was saying, "Hey, Nasser, pull up War Campaign Requiem on YouTube. I want to see your reaction." I'm like, what is so that's a video I haven't seen yet. Well, we'll have to check that out, I guess. That's how all the assholes get banned and kicked from things. Anyway.
Yeah, they did do Dragon dirty. Like I was in War Campaign when they did it.
Okay.
And I was kind of like the middleman for that. And yeah, but I don't want to talk about War Campaign.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
it's just Durkin happened to be there, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sorry, but I said like he might not like me. I don't know. But I never joined War Campaign. Okay,
Zombie Nomicron believes there are triple doubles.
There we go.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't think that he has the social skills to be a double agent and triple agent. That's all just.
Right. Well, if you want to come back, there's a link to my Discord over on my YouTube channel. You should be able to follow that, I think.
Or Zombie Nomicron.
Yeah, or you can text me on Twitter and I'll send it to you. But yeah, in the videos I post every Wednesday, there's a link to the Discord server.
Yeah, because I remember reading some of Dragon's writing and stuff, years ago. I ended up finding him on some Writer Guild forum from back in the day, even. But Yeah, he used to come on sometimes and join me in the live streams and stuff. I used to live stream a lot. I used to spend probably a little too much time live streaming, but uh it was pretty fun. It was fun while it lasted, I guess, until, I realized I shouldn't have trusted some people quite as much as I should have, but that's the
Yeah,
internet.
that is. And that's what all those people I was talking about when I first got on are, experiencing. They're coming out, they're doing their first book. It's the internet. You're making comics. Here we go. Business dealings. And that's the first thing we got to do. So,
So what would you say is the key to a good launch, like for a first timer?
I mean, but here's the thing, right? How do you know your project's going to be hot?
You look for supply, or demand. I don't know.
I mean, all right, look,
You
here's
try to make it hot, light it on fire.
here's I guess something we could do. You could potentially just go to Facebook and throw up some cool fan art, derivative of whatever, or like I said, just go back to seeing what prints people are buying, and oh my god, people are just all in on Baby Yoda. Okay, I'm gonna make Baby Yoda Man. Yoda Man. So now, if you want to do Baby Yoda Man, well, you need to be hanging out in forums where they like Baby Yoda. So, go on Mando things and see if you can get in on with some Mando people and be like, hey, check it out. Mando YouTubers, Mando influencers, Mando Reddit forums. I make my own version of the Baby Yoda character called not Baby Yoda. Because it is not owned by Disney. It is owned by me. So this is Baby Pete, who has big green ears and big fuzzy round eyes kind of thing. And, like pretty much if you've identified your market and you've got with the right influencers and you're selling them a product that they want, then you should be able to put together a pretty decent launch, I think, Just kind of coordinate with all your influencers and stuff. And there you go. The world will be vastly richer for the Baby Yoda derivative that you are offering them on Indiegogo.
And I've been way out of the loop, but did you ever get a project out, Dragon? I don't. When I stopped doing Comicsgate stuff, I pretty much stopped entirely. So
yeah,
if you got something out, I did miss that. And
right.
Don't know what it is, but if you made something, let me know.
And Thomas hates me now as well, so that's fine.
Oh, he does.
Thomas is very snooty.
I can't keep up with anything.
I can't keep up. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. But well, yeah, it's hey,
Yeah.
they're making comics now too, and that's great. At the end of the day, right, we're all here and making books and kind of somewhat competing and kind of somewhat trying to help each other. And if that's how he chooses to be, then that's how he chooses to be. Artist dropped again halfway through.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've he had some writing from the past he did. I did enjoy his writing.
Right.
If anything that makes me feel emotions. I'm really kind of in a cold, emotionless guy a lot of the time.
I noticed that.
Anything that makes me feel almost anything, I usually love.
There you go.
And he did some good writing, and I've been looking forward to him getting something put out, but he just seems to have the worst luck. And then, and a few haters.
All right.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he did though, because he's not really malicious. But hey, we live in clown world nowadays.
We sure
I'm
do.
just trying to stay alive and hope to find more people that are sane, because it turned out that it's like people that I was cool with a couple years ago. Some of the behavior that they're doing nowadays, it's like I have to think, like, weren't we against this behavior a few years ago?
Like John Delarose posting my cancellation of his book on his Twitter feed. Like, were you supposed to not be for like? I thought we were supposed to say like no customer attacking. I thought that was one of the tenets of our uh, right leaning consumer revolt.
Yeah, I'm not sure. See, it seems like everybody at the moment is going through some sort of a hard time. I know I'm going through a hard time. For people that don't know, I had a seizure and cracked my head open and had to get my head put back together.
Yeah.
That was about a month ago, like, which was like 2 weeks after I cut my foot open to have surgery on my foot. I'm just sitting here glad to have the short-term memory I still have, because I can't even keep up with all my appointments. Yeah, people who it's the truth, he said people speak and critique honestly are often hated. Yeah, well, people fear the truth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it just is what it is, I guess. Like I was it's well known, I was in war campaign in the beginning, and when I was in there it was all love, and nowadays the people that weren't in there when I was in there, they act like everybody hated me all the time and all this stuff, and it was like, no, I had no issues, nobody, until I decided to bring issues forward.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why people spent over a year, like 2 years or a
I
year and
mean,
a
at
half,
this point, what
bring
does
it
it even
up.
matter? At this point, why does it even matter? Like, who's sitting here going,
War
Did
campaign.
did Roku Bar and Pan always dislike Big Steve, or was it more reactionary? Like, who gives a shit, right? Like, why does it matter? Like, those people are, they're not
They
hugely
are.
influential. Yeah, they're over on D Live, putting out stuff for Mr. Biggins, and they're 10 people who are dropping, you know, you whatever the little dancing gifts are, in their chat. And
Yeah, they do like their spam, don't they?
yeah, who are spamming their chat with cool gifts. Like, okay. Um,
I've considered, because I got like 5,000 or so. I don't know. I think I have two accounts. With the two, I'd have like 12 or something thousand D Live tokens, which is probably like a couple hundred. I've considered going there just to make it rain on them,
yeah,
because they all sit there and, oh, thanks for the $2, thanks for the two. It's, you get coins, but they equal money. It's
right.
like,
Yeah.
oh, here, I'm gonna make it rain one on you, poor broke. But they're not worth the money.
Yeah.
But sometimes I want to. Lately, I actually haven't had, war campaign has been like silent.
Yeah.
I haven't been messed with by war
They,
campaign. I haven't
they,
had
they
really.
I don't think they care anymore. I think it's all old news to them. It's old news to me.
It's all really old. That's why I came
Yeah.
back at all. Is because I
Yeah.
thought it was old enough that I wouldn't end up.
Right. I
Uh,
mean, but I gotta say, now that I tune in on occasion to see just well, what is up with the war campaign, what are they saying? Um, they project from this place of um, words are never hurtful,
yeah, they're just
or
memes.
yeah, it's just me, yeah. That like for instance, yeah, there was a story the last time I tuned in where um, there was a guy who confronted a black guy at like like a public setting, but it wasn't like a mall, but it was like an apartment house, but fairly big apartment house or whatever. But in a fairly public setting, a guy confronted a black guy and were like, you know, throwing around some racial slurs, and we're like, we don't want your kind around here, thing. And Roe and Pan were like, isn't this silly that the police got involved for something like that? Words, like, oh, it's just words, bro. It's just words. I'm like, okay, I mean, that's all right. I guess that you guys want to live in that world, but like that's not the world most people want to live in. Most people don't want to sit there and say that that people should have like the right to go out and harass and offend people because, well, it's just words. I find it kind of silly and self-defeating, and they do it, of course, because they are the bastions of real men. They're just more masculine. They can take they are the masters of their feelings, unlike these other whiny bitches who got to be in their safe spaces and whatnot. Okay, it's kind of a dumb shtick, and I don't. It's going to have a long path into the future. So the idea that crew, like, when did that crew decide that Big Steve was bad? Like, who cares? It doesn't matter.
Like, they decided I was bad after like a year of begging me to come back.
Right. So
because I didn't really go out of my way to like speak bad on them. I just wanted to be left alone because it's like I already know what kind of entertainment destruction they can cause to someone who has a YouTube channel that they know about.
Exactly.
And I didn't want to bring that to my audience, so I went to DLive for a while, and then I actually came back to YouTube and just spent a year just doing live streams with people, just random people, just to hang out. Simple socialization. That's where I got most of my subs from, but I haven't been active the last year, so it's not surprising that I'm not really getting people in here. I'm going to try to get back to being active again because I don't really have a huge reason not to. I did for a while, but my ability to be consistent with my time has come back.
Awesome.
I was on a graveyard some days, day shift a couple days, morning shift one day, getting switched around regularly, and it made it so that it was really hard for me to do anything consistently because I didn't know week to week what days I'd even when I was going to sleep. I'm glad that things have kind of cleared up, so I'm hoping that get some more artists on here, maybe just start promoting again. I used to promote a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know, see if I can start helping somehow get some of these books out. Over time, some of the people realize, because I actually deleted this channel, and then I got it back. And so it took like a week to come back fully, and it's not even back fully. It's weird. Like my notifications went out to a lot of people, but not everyone. Like it didn't come to my phone I have a different account, like, so I know some people got notifications and some didn't. Some people called me and were like, yesterday, because I dropped a link advertisement, And so people thought it was 5 yesterday. I got called on my phone. What are you doing? It's 5. I'm like, oh no, that's tomorrow. Sorry about that. But I was glad that you're able to come on here and spend some time with me, get to know you a little bit better. Because I definitely have enjoyed the stories, and I hope that somehow that this is helpful to everybody in here. It's always good to see Dragon, Doodle. Let's see. Oh, Kuzmeti didn't make it. Justin Proper.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. The memester Yanafui was here. I have kind of a long history of enjoying his memes.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate everybody coming by. But before I start kind of wrapping things up, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
keep you here all night. What's is there anything you can tell us to be looking forward to? Any more things you'd like to add?
I'm as soon as I'm done with issue 5, which I was rewriting it today, and the dialogue was starting to go pretty well. I really like writing a succubus character because she says horrible things, and that gives me an excuse to say horrible things. You know, there was a line of dialogue today that I was kind of proud of. All right, so issue 5, Guinevere is there. She's in the bad guy's lair, and then they see on a monitor that like Gatsby the wizard has pulled up, and now like people are like, oh, I guess she might be here to rescue you. And meanwhile she's possessed by Viviax, the succubus, and Viviax is like, now look, I know you have complete confidence in that amazing mind control device you have between your legs, but do you think it might be possible that he's here for a different reason? So I thought that was some interesting dialogue. We'll see.
Some good stuff. We'll see how that turns out.
Exactly.
Let's see. I'm trying to find some links to drop them. I did not have to have them prepared. I should. That's what I should have done. I should have had my links ready.
There you go.
Oh, did you get it dropped?
No. Did you want them dropped?
Oh, if you have them ready.
Yeah,
I was just about to shill for you a little bit.
Here we go. Here's the White Lily link. Oh, look at that, $2,300 amazing dollars, $5,000 goal. Got a couple weeks coming up. I don't know how to. Here, I'll drop it in the private chat. How's that? And then you can post it in the public thing.
Okay, yeah. I pretty much never use what are we in? We're in StreamYard. I usually use OBS, and so
okay.
I get a little confused. All right, private chat. Bam. All right, so I'm gonna drop a little link in the chat for you guys if anybody wants to check that out. Do me that favor. There's that right there for you. The Kickstarter project. And if you're a Comicsgate regular, I'm sure you know where to look to find a lot of this stuff. But I saw plenty of new people out there that I saw plenty of people that were my friends from just socializing pop in, and I hope that if they enjoy comic books, that they take their time to check these out, because I've been keeping up with them. They're good books, and the customer service is good.
Yeah.
And this isn't something that you have to wait forever to get. You don't have to worry about any problems or scams. It's just good entertainment, supply and demand. You want some entertainment? Well, here it is for you. We got it for you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's see if I got that in the chat successfully. I
Yeah, I see
did.
that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and so thank you for the interview. Would you like the last word before I say goodnight to everybody?
No, you got it.
I got it. All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the people that have stayed through. You all mean everything to me. Um, so, yeah, everybody take care. Have a good night. And I will see you guys sometime soon. Thank you.
Yes, by the way, I'm sorry. I do have one question. Because
Oh,
Durkin said, isn't there a White Widow cover thing? Yes. So that is, and here, I'll show you. I'll share the window just so you can see how easy this is. Chrome tab. Well, here we go. So I'm sharing my screen over there. So this is Kickstarter. Check it out. I'm going to go to Indiegogo.com. And I should be able to just search. Let's see if this works. So you search Comicsgate, and then there I am right there. So I don't know how the John Delarose Holiday Bookstore Extravaganza got up there, but somehow he stole my thunder. But there I am. So that's Vestige, John Delarose, and there I am, book number 3. So you can click on it, and
oh my.
there's. So see, this is as I explained in the video. See, that's this is a judo throw, but you're seeing it from 2 different angles. See, that's the front angle, and that's the upskirt angle kind of thing. And you get to see the whole fulcrum dynamics of the hips.
Oh, those are some good covers.
I'm like, it's good stuff, right? See, I found out what people like. So then when we get to writing, I get to explain to writers, look, what you do is you write all the stuff that comes behind the cover, which is probably why they bought the book. So, I mean, it's good if it's good, but if it's not good, it probably also doesn't matter. Oh wow, what a strange state of entertainment.
Well, I guess I'm gonna end this here stream. Thank you everybody for showing up. Everybody have a good night. I'm gonna give the chat the final check through. All right, and I think we got Dragon covered. So good night, everybody, and thank you for coming through for this interview. And I hope that it brings you some more sales. Hopefully the shilling is a little bit effective for you.
Let's hope so. Thank you.
All right, take care and have a good night, everybody.